Hello everyone, this is Francis with another Forex Weekly forecast, and in this week's forecast I'm going to be talking about CADCHF, EURNZD and Pound USD. I'll be analyzing these pairs from the daily time frame down to the 4 hours time frame using both price action added with order flow to track the movement of price, see where price has been and where price will be going. So let's get straight into the video. Alright, so on CADCHF, from the daily time frame, I have all my levels drawn, both trend lines and horizontal levels. And what can we see first? We can see we had this impulse down here, and then we had this consolidation right within here. So what we can see from here is that this is actually a flag pattern at this point, a bearish flag pattern to be precise. So whenever I see a pattern like this in the market, what does this mean? It means we had an impulse, we have retracement, and we should be expecting continuation of this impulse downwards. So what do we have again from the daily time frame? Now if we should zoom in a little closer at the recent price action, we have this ascending channel here which acted as the flag. Price came from this high, hit the support of the channel, and from there what happened next? We had a retest of this that's this ascending trend line that acted as support back at this point. We have it acting as support at this point, at this point, at this point. We had the break here without any form of retest, and we can see how price came and retested that area at this point with these candles we can see right here. After the retest, what is expected is supposed to be a continuation down to the support of the flag, and that's exactly what happened. Like we can see, so our price came back and found support at the flag base. That was on Thursday, but on Friday price managed to close below the flag. So what does this mean? This means we have both a daily and weekly close below this flag pattern, and with this we can expect to see more move lower on this pair. So another thing I would like to say is that in a situation where we have this type of impulse, we have a flag, it's always wiser to, if you are going to be taking a swing trade on this pair, then you have to calculate this impulse and use it as a measured objective for the next impulse we're expecting to materialize on this pair. So I'm going to do that shortly. If I'm to take my crosshair from this high to this low, we have about 839 pips from this impulse. We had all this correction, and then we'll be expecting another 835 pips to materialize on this pair. So I'll zoom in a little, shrink the chart so we can get enough room. So now 839 pips down, and this will be around, let's say somewhere around 63. Okay, so somewhere right around here, is going to be our measured objective target. So what does this mean? It means after this impulse, we have this correction, we are going to be expecting to see the next impulse down into this low right here. So that's if you are going to be trading from a swing trading perspective. So another thing I want to talk about before I go into the 4 hours time frame, let's go to the monthly time frame and see what we have. Okay, so from the monthly time frame, if I'm to zoom in a little further, then we can see something like this. We had support at this area, we had a precise retest as resistance at this point, we had impulse breaking this structure level, we had a retest. So what should we be expecting normally? a continuation lower. Now as you can see, this is a precise rejection of this level with a monthly pin bar. Although this month we still have a couple of days to go in this month, but I don't think we'll be able to see this candle cover up within this month. So if that will not happen, then we know that we have sellers in this market from the monthly time frame, and with this we can expect to see continuation lower. So that's just by the way. I'll be going back to the daily time frame. So yeah, what I will then be expecting from here now will be to see a move to this area, then a retest of this whole area of structure before continuation lower. So let's go into the 4 hours time frame and see what we have from the 4 hours time frame. Okay, so from the 4 hours time frame, we can see that price is currently in a bullish, a bearish impulse right now. So it will be wise to expect to see price drop to this area and find support at that area. So from there, I'll then be expecting some kind of reaction to this level, and then a move back to the trend line, and perhaps the horizontal level at 69.79. So from these areas around there, that's where I'll be looking for possible entry to take this short trade. And now, like you already know, I already highlighted the major targets that we have on this pair right around 63.62. That's the swing, the measured objective target. Now we should also know that some people may not be that patient to wait. So, and at the same time, markets doesn't move in a straight line. Because it happened here doesn't mean it will happen here. So I might be breaking this trade and be taking little exits at this point as I leave one trade to run down to the major objective. So I'll be watching out for these areas and these areas as exit points for partial profit. Then on the break and retest, I can take new trades. Okay, I think that's going to be all on CADCHF. So let's go into the next pair, EURNZD. So now on EURNZD, what do we have? We have a wedge pattern, and the last time I talked about this pair, price was somewhere around here, and I said I'll be expecting to see this move up to this area, and you can see how that's materialized. So I'll leave a link to in the description to that video. So I also said we could see consolidation within this resistance and this support. You can see how price just consolidated within this area, and we had the break above. Now we had the break above, and we have a retest of this area right here, and a rejection to be precise. So with this, I can say I can expect to see strength on this pair over the next coming days or weeks. So I could be expecting to see price make the next move up into this area and possibly this area within the next couple of weeks. As added confluence, you can see we also have this trend line. We had one touch down here, and then although price didn't touch it, we can still expect to see maybe a move down to this area, a rejection before continuation upwards. So let's go into the 4 hours time frame and see what we have from the 4 hours time frame. Okay, so from the 4 hours time frame, it's obvious we had impulse, correction, impulse, then we had all this consolidation happen within this area. We had a bounce back at this area. We had price, we had this resistance here. We had a break at this level, and after a break, it's normal to expect a retest. The retest actually came. So from this area, we could be expecting continuation upwards. Now, knowing that this was actually the most previous visible level of structure we had in this market, we were expected to see a rejection of that level, and that's exactly what happened. If you look at it from the daily time frame, you can see that this is just like a pin bar that we have right here. So we can expect to see continuation upwards from this pair. However, I may not be rushing into this pair right immediately when market opens. I'll still be expecting to see probably some kind of move again to this area for completion of this head and shoulders pattern we have here. So from this area, that's why I'll be looking for possible entries with my stop loss totally below all these lows to be safer. So from there, I'll be looking for entries into this eye, and I'm looking for entries into this eye and my overall target up here. So that's what I'll be expecting from EURNZD over the next few days or weeks, as the case may be. So let's go to the last pair for today, pound USD. Okay, so what do we have on pound USD? First of all, we have this trend line from this area, right? And I'm sure if I'm to take the line from here, it will also align. Let me do that. Okay, so let me work with this one. Now you can see from this low right here, price started, we found support down here, still found support here again before this explosion upwards, and after that we expected a retracement as usual. Price came, found support at this point, gave a little bit of retracement, came lower and broke below this ascending trend line we have over here. So now, seeing a break of this ascending trend line, what should we expect? A retest of the trend line. Unfortunately for us, we had the previous support of this, that's the lower low of this new downtrend we have here. We had it right here, we had a lower high, we had a lower low, and we have another lower high, which actually retested the trend line and previous swing low, which was support and acted as resistance. We have, with this, we can expect to see continuation lower into maybe this low. So now, if you didn't take an entry from somewhere around here, then it will not be wise to be buying this pair right now because it's already on the impulse. But I realized where we can take a second entry on the 4 hours time frame. So let's go into the 4 hours time frame and see what we have over there. So now on the 4 hours time frame, the impulse I talked about from daily time frame is clear. From this high, we had one low, a lower low that was lower than this previous low we had over here, making it a lower low. From there, we had a retracement, a lower high. From here, we had another push lower again, making a lower low. From this area, we had a lower high, retesting previous area of structures. And if you can see clearly, you will see that right around here, that's this previous support right here. You can see how it acted as resistance through this area. Then we had the next push lower into this area, and then you can see how this area is acting as resistance again. It was support around there, and now it's acting as resistance around there. So we can expect to see continuation lower following this new descending channel we have over here. Also, another thing to bear in mind is that we have price at this low, and this low we have right here was the previous swing low. Price did not break below this low. So what does this mean? It means we might at the end of the day see a push upward and continuation upward, but as long as price remains below these levels, it's normal to expect continuation downwards. So before I'll be looking for entry, I want to see a retest of this area as resistance. Now you can see that this is actually a little 4 hours consolidation we had over there. So I would be expecting to see some kind of rebound to this area, and from this area I'll be looking for a valid entry to take a trade down into these areas of structures down here. Remember, if you've not taken a trade from this area already, it's not wise to be looking for entries down here, because we don't have a retracement yet, and if you take an entry from the price might just give you this retracement. At the end of the day, you'd have bought a little bit, you'd have sold a little bit expensive instead of selling cheaper. So that's what I'll be expecting to see. If it will from here just continue downwards, then I guess I'll not be taking another entry on this play. But if I will see price make the retracement to this area, then I'll be looking for another entry from this area, so to enable me take a trade down into support we have down here. So this is going to be all with today's weekly analysis. If you enjoyed this analysis, please do well to subscribe in order to support this work. Leave a like, leave a comment in the comment section below to let me know what you think about it. If you also have questions, please ask. I'll be willing to answer you. Till we meet in the next video, do stay safe and stay profitable. Have a wonderful day.